I have to say sorry about the redneck band. But the fact is, I've been so busy this week. I couldn't get it on my shirt right. It was absolutely driving me crazy. So anyway, so much has happened this week. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my girl Jay. I'm so sorry I didn't get to your email. It's just been a really crazy, busy week. If I could show you guys my bed. Oh my goodness. It's a mess. I just got my laundry in. But anyhow, I also want to point out my glasses. Yeah, no glare again. But they were so kind, you guys. The glasses that were like forever broken, that they sold me broken, they actually gave them to me, and I was able to fix them this week. Right? So I actually have 3 pair of glasses now. 3. 2 of them are no glare. So anyway, these are my new ones. I hope they're straight. I have issues with it. I don't think any of us have straight ears. Anyway. So, you know, guys, I made notes. I have been so busy this week, I had to make notes on this subject. I don't want to forget anything. Jeez. Yeah, right? I haven't even got to answer your comments. And this is my Friday. This is my Shabbat starting at dusk. So after I get this made and get it uploading, downloading, and so I can edit it, I'm going to go in and try and get to you guys' comments. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Right? It's not even like I made a video for the other channel. I just haven't. So anyway, today is our second installment on what narcissists say and how they fight. You know, guys, every time I do these, every time I study or I write up my little notes, I go back to the arguments and stuff, and it's really easy for me to pull out things that they say on a regular basis to win that fight. Just saying. So anyway, today is called Nonsense and Fallacies. Yeah. And at the end of this video, once I'm done talking, I'm going to give you 2 more things that they'll say to you during a fight. Narcs are unable to have mature I need a drink of coffee. They are unable to have a mature discussion. The bottom line, yeah. To them, it's a win-win. It's an all-in win. Either win or go, win or go home. That's an old saying that my grandmother used to say. They are ill-equipped, and they become extremely upset, irrational. They claim that it's you that becomes irrational. They'll claim that you are the one who is unwilling and unreasonable and unable, uneducated, and not mature enough to have a disagreement. Again, they point their feelings right back at you. It's called mirroring. I did a video on mirroring, and everything that a narc says to you during a fight is exactly what they think of themselves. They just don't want you to know about it. They want you to feel as bad as they do about yourself, if not worse, because that's what makes them feel grandiose. You know, they've always been like the king of Sheba. They've always had a Corvette. They've always, they're CEO, they're president, and half the time they don't even have a job. So anyway, they're going to claim that you are not mature enough to have a conversation, an argument, and or a disagreement. And again, they're going to mirror it. They're going to throw it right back at you. Because every time you have a fight, their goal, and this is the truth, is to break you down, beat you down emotionally, verbally, sometimes physically, even spiritually, so that the next fight that comes up, you are exhausted. You don't want to fight anymore. They want you to give up, give them their way, and walk away, letting them win every time. So the more strong-willed you are, I'm a very strong-willed one. My grandmother made me that way. The more strong-willed you are, the more intelligent you are, the more educated you are, the more emotionally stable you are, they are going to see you as a bigger threat. And their fights will become vicious. Vicious. You know, guys, I had a mother who was a narcissist. And when I think back about her, she was vicious. My mother never slapped me. Oh, I think once when I was 11, I thought she was playing and I slapped her back. By that time, I was twice her size. Yeah, and she hit me. She absolutely hit me. But that was the very last time she ever raised her hand to me. You know, I think the next time she decided she was going to try and hit me, I had a son, and I told her straight out, I'll knock you out. Because she never raised me. My grandmother did. Thank God for my grandma. Because my mother was vicious, just the times that I spent with her. You know, I developed an eating disorder because she constantly told me that I was fat and that I would never have a good husband or a good job because I was fat. So there was no arguing with her anyway. Yeah, if she didn't want to fight, she'd walk away cussing you as she was walking away. So, but anyway, so when they accuse you of being uneducated, unwilling, and not mature enough to have an argument, a constructive argument, what happens is they just mirror themselves, you guys. Like I said, they want to break you down, and if it doesn't happen the first 10 fights, they're going to get worse the next 10 fights, and it's just going to be a vicious cycle. And there's going to come a point when you say to yourself, why bother? You're so tired. You're so tired because the fights end up being about the same things over and over and over and over again. And the issues on the table never get resolved. Ever, never get resolved. So in reality, yeah, I know I told you I'd make notes, guys. I didn't want to miss anything. So in reality, they are the ones that are incoherent, illogical, emotionally, language abusive, unfactual, actually, unfactual errors, nonsense. I mean, that's as easy as I can say it. It's nonsense, what comes out of their mouth. I told you about my narc one time. 2 hours we fought, and all I wanted was to shut the kitchen light off. Pick up your socks. But everything will be dragged in. Everything. Your size, your weight, the color you wear on your nails, your glasses, your hair, the way you dress, your shoes. I mean, your kids, your mother, your family, your house, your job. I mean, everything will come into that fight except for what you were having the issue with. And to be really truthful, it's usually over really stupid stuff. Like, could you please pick up your socks? Could you shut off the kitchen light? Stuff like that. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like fighting with a kid, you know? What happens with kids? You know, they just bang, bang, bang at you until they find a button that they can push on a regular basis. Well, with a narcissist, they don't have to have a button. They don't care. They'll hit you on from every side so fast your head will spin. So anyway, during these fights, the fact is they want you off a topic. That's why the topic, i.e. pick up your socks, is never, ever discussed. And in the end, you end up picking up their socks. A 2-hour fight, he's brought up everything from the way you walk to the way you talk to your family, your kids, to you personally. And he has beat you up and put you down verbally and emotionally, sometimes physically, over picking up your socks. Yeah, definitely something wrong with these people. I know, right? So anyway, it's a mix of words of incoherent, I call it word salad. Any other word except for socks, it's going to come into that argument. All the while, they believe that they're not the ones who are throwing words, emotions, and fallacies into the conversation. They will blame you for doing that. I know. You know what I'm just saying. It is a fruitless fight. And all the while, all they are doing is breaking you down. breaking you down, breaking you down. There'll come a day you're not the person they originally started to date. No. They have emotional language, and it's pure nonsense, bullying you into submission. They want you so drained, like I said, that you give up and give in. Hold on, I dropped a paper. No, my little paper. Ah, my phone is ringing. My medical, hang on guys. So anyway, they're just verifying an appointment I have on Monday. Told you I've been busy. So where was I? Oh. So they're going to drain you until you give in. And you know what, guys, it's going to be their way in the end. You know, as humans, as loving humans, we try to see the best in everyone. There's nothing good in these people. Nothing. And I am a true believer that there's good in anyone. You just keep giving them a chance, and that good will come out. You know, I gave my mother a chance until she died. Yeah, 71 years old. There was a time I didn't see her for 20 years because she said something to my little girl who was about 6 or 7 at the time that she would say to me on a regular basis anytime I was there visiting, because my grandmother had custody of us. We went to my real father one year, and the next year we went to my mother for the summer. Unless, of course, we came home and told them stories, you know, about beatings and stuff like that. But my mother never hit me. You know, my grandmother had no clue that that kind of abuse was going on. She just knew I got meaner and tougher by the year. At one point, my grandmother says, "Quit beating up your boyfriends." So anyway, we all have built-in mechanisms when we have a disagreement. One of the things that I was taught in an argument, the person who has an issue should always ask the other person, when you have time, can we talk? And then you tell that person how or what's going on. That person then repeats it back to you. So you make sure that you got it out right, you know? Because sometimes we have our own way of communication, and the other person that we're with doesn't understand our communication. So if you say something to somebody and you go, "Could you please repeat what I said?" and they repeat it back correctly, then you can elaborate on it. And then you can ask them, "How do you feel about that?" And they can say to you how they feel, and then you repeat it back. So what ends up happening is you learn how to have a conversation in a way that is loving, patient, kind, on task, and nobody loses track of where you are. Because the minute you ask them to repeat back what you said, they can't go off on how much they hate your hair, or why aren't you a blonde, or why are your eyes blue? I mean, it's the truth. So during a conversation with a narcissist, if you just look them in their face and say, "Do you got a minute?" And if they say yeah, state your issue. And look them in their eye before they can say anything. Stop them, say, "Shh, just a minute, I'm not done. Could you please repeat what I just said?" And I'm going to tell you, 10 out of 10 times, they didn't hear anything you said. They were already making up the defenses in their head. So anyway, you know, I don't think that there's a win-win when it comes to arguing with the narcissist. You are going to have to, at one time, give in and walk away. And that's what they want. They want you to give in. They want you so tired that you don't want to fight anymore. They'll emotionally drain you. They'll physically drain you. There was a time I was getting maybe 2-3 hours of sleep a night, and it still wasn't making a difference in our relationship. So, yeah, and it was to please him. Being up all those hours was to please him. So you guys have to understand it's a breakdown pattern, and they'll break you down, and they'll break you down, they'll break you down until they get their way. It's just how it goes, unfortunately. So anyway, 2 of the things that a narcissist will say to you during an argument and they're personal things. This is why your other relationships never worked. Remember, I told you they're going to blame you of being the one that's immature, uneducated, and I could go on and on and on again. But that'll be something that'll be thrown in your face on a regular basis. That's why you were single when I met you. That's why so-and-so left. Yada, yada, yada. But it's always you're the blame for all the old relationships going bad. And on the other hand, it was always the other person in their relationship who was the one who destroyed the relationship. See the mirroring? They'll blame you for your past relationships when it was actually them in their past relationships. When it probably wasn't the other person in their past relationships. It absolutely was them. But one of the things they'll say to you is, no wonder your past relationships didn't work out. You're too immature. You're uneducated. You don't know how to fight. Okay? And the next thing that they'll say to you is, your ex-partner would never take you back. No wonder they got rid of you. All right. Very hurtful thing. Things that have been said to me, amongst other things, on a constant basis. When the fact is, I have a few exes that would have me back in a heartbeat. Just saying. Just saying. But, you know, I think there comes a time in life, you guys, and I don't know how old you are. I know that I have a birthday coming in a couple weeks. Yes, I'm so excited. Yeah, I get excited for every birthday. I've never been afraid of getting older. But, you know, if love was to come knocking on my door, I don't even know if I'd recognize it. And it's not that I'm not looking. It's not that I'm afraid of a narcissist, because I know a narcissist. Yes, I do. It's that my life is so full right now. You know, as young women, young men, we desire to have that family, that commodity, commodity. Yeah, I'm not even going to mess with me trying to think of that word. But anyway, we want to have that mate. We want to have that family. We want that companionship. But the fact is there comes a time when you like yourself, and you're good with your own company. I spend a lot of time alone. Yep, I have a roommate, but we see each other maybe a half hour a day. We spend probably a half hour a day in the same room. And I don't stay locked up in my room. I sit in my living room all the time watching TV. So it's not that, you know, there's any big rift going on between us. We just have other things in life. Like yesterday. You know, my foot's finally healed. I know, I'm so excited. Yesterday I took off and decided to walk up to my local grocery store, which is a little over about a mile and a quarter there and a mile and a quarter home. So 2.5 miles is pretty good for someone who hasn't been able to walk since May, right? Not great distances. Yeah, not great distances. Yesterday, you guys, I walked 2.5 miles. Yeah, I did. Felt amazing. It felt amazing. But my point is I love to do puzzles. I love to read. I love to make ZZs. I don't know if you guys know what a ZZ is. I don't have any close. I'll show you in my next video. I love to draw. I love to play games. I mean, there's so much stuff that I can do on my own that, yeah, like I said, if love knocked on my door, I don't even know if I'd recognize it. Because I have all the love I need, and I get it from my Creator. And I know that sounds corny, and some of my friends out there in YouTube land who don't believe, don't get it, or maybe they do, I don't know. But I am at the age where I don't know. Let me give you a real quick what happened. About 1.5 years after I had left my NARC, I met a man. And he asked me out immediately, and I said, how about we do this? How about we spend, you know, some time just getting to know each other as friends? And so a couple months in, he goes, can we go out now? I said, look, I said, truthfully, my rule is 6 months. I have to be your friend for 6 months. We can hang out as friends for 6 months. You guys, I think we went out maybe twice. I think we went riding somewhere, and I think we went someplace else. Yeah. Oh, St. Patty's or something. But anyhow, after St. Patty's, the 6 months was up, and this gentleman came to me and he said, "Will you date me?" And I said, "Sure, sure." It's been 6 months, because you guys, I am a firm believer that you will know that person in 6 months. And you know, I've seen a few narcissistic tendencies in this man, but you know, you could take a step back, take a good look, and go, well, I mean, sometimes people are just who they are, right? Um, the flag, the one thing that made me back off, shut down, and walk away was 2 weeks after we were dating. We went out for a bar dinner. That's what I call them, where you can get chicken wings or nachos or french fries, whatever you want. And he looked across the table and he said, "I'm falling in love with you." I said, "Excuse me?" Excuse me? And it was my first red flag. For those of you who are not in a narcissistic relationship, never have been, that's one of the biggest red flags that there are. Yeah. They fall in love really fast. They fall in love really easy. They want to get married right now. They want to move in together. They want you know, it's all about them. So needless to say, yeah, I stepped away from the gentleman. We were friends up until my ex, my roommate, moved in. That kind of pissed him off. Oh well. So anyway, that's my video for today. I probably chatted much too long, but I hope you guys have a great weekend. For those of you who celebrate Shabbat, Sabbath, on Friday night to Saturday night, I wish you a great Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. And I hope you guys have a great week. I will try to be a little more on time next week. Yeah. And I'm going to try to go answer questions, comments. So anyway, I hope this has helped a little bit. There's not really a lot you can say to somebody who's been in a narcissistic relationship or in one to help them or make them feel better. You can give them the knowledge that when they do have eyes to see, unfortunately, sometimes we're blinded by love, they'll realize. And as long as I have breath in me, I'm going to keep it up. Anyway, have a great week. Remember to love yourself, because loving yourself is one of the biggest keys to getting away from a narcissist. Not only getting away from one, but surviving one. And remember to pay it forward, whether it's from your hand, your heart, or your pocket. Okay? Anyway, peace out. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.